Welcome to another edition of the CS Podcast, where you can hear interviews with special guests such as
Dayon Buchanan, Tom Waddle, Pierre Desir, Dallas Thomas,
and many others.
Too big, too strong, too fast, too good.
So be sure to subscribe and tune in to the CS Podcast on YouTube at youtube.com/ChristianRE722.
Did you not get the memo?
That's www.youtube.com/ChristianRE722 for great interviews. Be sure to check out the CS Podcast.
You are ridiculous.
Welcome back to the CS Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Shanafil, and I'm now joined by 2014 NFL Draft prospect, running back out of Louisville, Senorise Perry. Thanks for joining the show, Senorise. How's it going, man?
Everything's good. How about yourself?
I'm great, and I gotta say it's a pleasure to have you on the show right now. We're gonna be talking about your football career, and I want to start this interview off by asking you a pretty simple question, and that is, I see you grew up in Georgia, and in high school you found a lot of success in both football and track. I see, according to Rivals.com, you were a two-star recruit, and you actually won the state championship in the 100-meter run as a sophomore in track. Coming out of high school, how did you decide to attend Louisville? How did you know that that would be the best fit for you?
Well, coming out of high school, I didn't actually know I was going to Louisville. I went down to a camp in Florida, University of Florida, and ran a pretty decent time at a 40 and got noticed by a few coaches, which was Charlie Strong, who happened to end up going to Louisville. And from there, I spoke with my recruiter, the recruiter that was recruiting me, which was Coach Kenny Carter, the running backs coach. And from there, I just came up and visited, and I loved it.
I see as a freshman you played in all 10 games on special teams. Was that a major part of you attending Louisville, was to be able to play that first year, or was it just how the cards played out and you were practicing and all of a sudden there you are, you're being able to play as a freshman?
Well, I was practicing as well, but my goal was any freshman goal was to come in and play as a freshman. Mm-hmm. But I ended up playing. You got a lot of noticeability, what practiced hard in front of my coaches. And then it turned out well myself, and I ended up blocking like 2 punts that year as well.
As a sophomore in 2011, you recorded your very first rushing touchdown. Any chance you could tell us a little bit about that, who it was against, and what it was like to record that very first football touchdown as a Louisville Cardinal?
It was very exciting. It was in Morgantown, matter of fact, against West Virginia. We ended up upsetting them, going out there and upsetting them, and I scored in that game. It was pretty exciting. It was a pretty exciting thing, getting a W and scoring that game as well.
Mm-hmm. And Senorise, it was after that season in 2012, the Louisville Cardinals are playing great. You guys are 9-0, entering Week 10 to take on Syracuse. And you actually started every game that season. You put up over 700 rushing yards and 11 touchdowns. It was in this game against Syracuse where not only you guys lost your first game of the season, but you actually had to leave the game early due to a knee injury, which would eventually sideline you for the remainder of the season. Having such a great season, yourself and as a team, how did you take that news? I got to think it was pretty tough.
I mean, yeah, it's tough anytime you have to sit out any game. That was my first time sitting out my career in any game, and I was kind of upset about that, but I came back the next year and went pretty hard myself. Syracuse game was a big game for us as well, too, because we was hoping to go 10-0, and we ended up not getting that. So we were very disappointed after that game, after that loss, and then finding out I tore my ACL was a pretty difficult time for me. But I persevered from that.
And after that injury, what were your personal expectations for this past season, knowing that it'll be your final year at Louisville?
Well, it was for me to get back because I wanted to be back with my team as well. And the team, we had to go into as if we wanted to go and play for a national championship, which ended up coming short, losing to one game at UCF. And coming into the season, I wanted to stay healthy throughout the whole season. That's what I ended up doing. I ended up playing all games, no problems, no setbacks. Played every special team as well as running back this year. So I was really comfortable with this year, with the way I played this year, and with a strong backfield as well, playing with 3 different backs as well.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, you guys had arguably the best quarterback in college football in Teddy Bridgewater. I'm curious, how does a very talented quarterback like Bridgewater help out the talented running backs on his team like yourself?
It was very good. It was complimentary having Teddy as well. Teddy is he's great with things he does with his eyes and his feet, and that opens up for the running game as well. But it was times we had to help out with blocking as well, and I took pride in blocking for him because I knew he would get the job done and whatever he did with our great receiver. So we all took pride in doing our job for each other. Once we did our job, everything came out well. I enjoyed playing with him.
Oh, I bet. Now, Senorise, this past season you put up over 670 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns coming off of that knee injury. The Louisville Cardinals ended the season 12-1 and defeated the Miami Hurricanes in the Russell Athletic Bowl. Overall, how would you describe your experience at the University of Louisville?
I describe my experience at the University of Louisville as a great experience because I got to meet a whole lot of people that I'm going to know for a lifetime, as well as going on to push my career, going on trying out for the NFL for my upcoming pro day on Monday. It has taught me a lot being at University of Louisville, persevering through things because started off the first 2 years wasn't that good under Coach Strong, even though we went to a bowl game. And then the third year we came along and ended up going to a Sugar Bowl. And the final year we did pretty good as well. So it's been a great experience for me just learning from Coach Strong, who was a great man and a great mentor for me.
Chris Shanfeld talking with 2014 NFL draft prospect running back out of Louisville, Senorise Perry. And, you know, Senorise, you mentioned Coach Strong. He's over at Texas now. How do you feel about him coaching the Longhorns?
I'm really excited for him coaching for Texas right now because he's going to do great things for that program. Because I know at heart he'll still be a Louisville Cardinal in my book.
Senorise, when did you find out that the NFL can not only be a dream, but it could become a reality?
Well, I really didn't think about it much because right now I'm focused on doing good in front of them. But it could become a reality once I finally get my name called. Hopefully, on draft day.
Absolutely. Now, just a few more questions for you, man, then I'll let you go. I really do appreciate your time. If you would compare yourself to a running back currently playing in the NFL, who do you think that would be and why?
I would say Jamal Charles is that because it's a lot of different things where he's coming out of the backfield with catching the ball, running the ball as well. And he's very mobile and agile as well. But it's things that I can up my game as well. Like I do a lot of blocking as well, and I take pride in blocking for that. Mm-hmm. So once he gets to a linebacker on a third down back, I like how he does things.
Well, there's no doubt Jamal Charles is definitely one of the best running backs in the NFL, and you always want to compare yourself to the best, so that's definitely a great comparison. Senorise, I know Louisville has a few guys playing in the NFL today. Has anybody, whether they went to Louisville or not, given you any advice on what to expect at the next level?
I mean, yes, I talked to a few of them, the O-linemen. I reached the O-lineman that we had, and the running back I played with as well, Bilal Powell, running back for the Jacks. They just tell me to stay focused. Stay focused throughout the whole process. Don't get too out of hand with it. And I agree with them. It's just life lessons learned throughout the whole process.
I hear you take a lot of pride in your blocking. We've heard that a little bit already. What is something about your game that you're most confident of, and what is something you feel that you could work on?
I'm most confident about playing special teams and blocking as well, and coming out the backfield catching the ball. Because I feel like I can give that extra oomph to a running back as well. I mean, I have decided to run past or run through you as well, and I feel like I can do that. And there are a lot of things that I can work on. I feel like there's a lot of things I can work on, such as different things like little nicks and knacks here and there. But I really couldn't tell you right at the moment.
All right, let's say there's an NFL general manager out there listening to this very interview. Why should he want Senorise Perry, running back out of Louisville, on his team?
Because I could be a great role player for your stable offense. I could be a very productive person in your special teams as well. I wouldn't do just great on your offense. I'll do just great at your special teams as well. I know how to play every special team. I play every special team. I blocked 2 punts each year that I was in college, and I'm very good. I'm very good at making tackles as well. But I can also be great out your backfield, a great third down back. I feel.
Hey, definitely a versatile player, and NFL general managers gotta love that. Senorise, I know you've been working out. You mentioned your pro day. It's coming up next week. How excited are you for it?
I'm very excited. I've worked my tail off for it. So I'm ready to go out there and show the scouts how hard I've been working, and I've prepared myself for it. So I know I'm pretty anxious for it right about now.
Well, I certainly appreciate your time on the show today, Senorise. It's been a true pleasure speaking with you. I'm wishing you nothing but the best. Before I let you go, is there anything you'd like to say to myself and our listeners?
I would like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to tell my past about the NFL and how ready I am for the NFL as well.
Hey, thank you, Senorise. I know you're going to do great things, man. I'm wishing you nothing but the best. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning into the CS Podcast. I hope you enjoyed. Please check out all of my past interviews at www.youtube.com/ChristianRE722. Once again, that's www.youtube.com/ChristianRE722. And be sure to follow me on Twitter at Chris Shanafelt.